Yeah. Yo. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dashing, and we back for some more hot garbage Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Master review. Today we got some True Draco content for you all. True Draco is a pretty rogue deck. It's it's it has a it has a high ceiling in my opinion. It has really high ceiling. Once it gets going, it's one of the best grind decks. It's very hard to outgrind True Draco. From my experience, it can outgrind stuff like, you know, Zombie World Eldritch, um, Grass Shadow, right? Those are really hard to grind decks, but True Draco can outgrind them. I'm not sure nowadays, now that IO is banned, so the matchup could be more complicated now. But for the most part, you can pretty much outgrind them if you get a good start. The drawback with this deck is inconsistency. It's a rogue for a reason, right? Um, but yeah, let's check out some replays here. We got some W's in rank. Let's check out our first game. We're gonna be checking out 4 duels this time, so this is gonna be a treat for y'all. If you want to learn how to use the deck, this is the video for you. We have 4 replays to review, and we're gonna show you the best possible plays. If ever I do make some misplay, I will be able to point out what I could have done better. You know, I'm not a perfect player by any sense of the imagination. So if we look at the deck, it's Speedroid with some I didn't know Speedroid had some pendulum cards. So it's a Speedroid deck that goes into Aurora Dawn. So this is like, is this like a more or less 3 axis as well, right? Not exactly. Not exactly. It does have a lot of level 3 mons though. So it's like a semi 3 axis, but we'll just call it Speedroid. So yep, let's check out the duel. Only 3 turns. So I wonder if we went first or second here. Probably second, I guess. Okay, we went second. So we won during his turn. We were able to stop. Looking at our hand, this is a very shitty hand. One of the worst hands you can get is 2 to 3 mons or no mons at all. Those are shitty hands. But going second, 2 months is okay. But 3 months is always crap. This is like one of the worst case scenarios. So this is a good video for you guys, because you're getting to see how to win a duel with worst case scenario hands. This is a shitty hand. To put it in perspective, a lot of people showing you replays will show you good replays wherein they draw the perfect hand, you know, everything went their way. This is not one of those. This is how to win having a shitty hand, okay? So let's just fast forward here. He's doing his combo, which we don't even know what's gonna happen here. He goes Aurora Dawn, so he's gonna summon his, you know, his stuff. Offers 2, gets the Mech Phantom. He's gonna do some synchro plays. Whatever that is. Marcher. I'm surprised I didn't scoop at this point, just because, you know, I guess I was motivated to play during this time, because this is one of those games that can be really demotivating, especially, you know, your opponent is using those OP cards like Aurora Dawn, and you have a pretty shitty hand. But surprisingly, the board isn't that good, right? The board is kind of weak if you look at it. 2 backline cards, Baron, which is, you know, 1 negate is shit versus True Draco. So we draw out Heritage, which is pretty good. We could just pop Return to take out the floor. He's gonna negate that, and then we can just attack the Speedroid. So let's see what happens here. That's exactly what we do. We pop the Baron, he negates, we chain Dynamite, we get Apocalypse, we activate Heritage, We get an extra draw. We use the second effect. Tribute summon Ignis. This way, once we go to battle phase, if he does decide to activate a trap card, we can get additional resources for that. We pop the backline card, called by the grave. And then we set skill drain as well as Monarch's Erupt. This is an amazing turn of events. We had a very, very shitty hand, but we were able to make the correct plays in order to position us in the winning position. We basically win at this point as long as he doesn't draw shit like Duster, right? Stuff like that. He goes Speedroid Wheel. We get another Heritage, which is a good Apocalypse target. We can use Apocalypse here to pop Heritage, pop the other backline, all of their attacks. He goes to the Synchron. We activate interesting. So since I've already used the effect of Ignis here, I decide to offer it for Dynamite so we can get extra resources. If he tries to activate a card, we also flip Monarch's Erupt, so he's not going to be able to do shit. But just in case he activates something, we can get Apocalypse in hand for next turn. So this is like the contingency plan. We activate Return, bring back the Ignis Heat. This is gonna allow us to pop it for Apocalypse instead, so we don't lose any resources this way. So he has his like mons, but we activate Apocalypse, half all their attack. He gets popped and he scoops. Solid game, solid game. You know, the games can be that easy once you draw your skill drains. Check out the next duel. What are we dealing with? Zodiac. Okay, alright. This is a pretty good deck. This is like a tier 3 deck. Zodiac with Adventure DPE. I guess during the time of this recording, yep, the ban list hasn't hit yet. So he is, or maybe he already modified the deck to have only one Fusion Destiny, and he doesn't have the Celestial as material. Interesting. So what is his other? Oh, okay, it's the Denier. All right. Yep, this is a strong deck. You know, Zodiac is one of those decks that can just go XYZ all the time into Zeus, and that's going to be a problem. So let's have a look at how we dealt with that. I kind of want to try Zodiac as well. Looks like a fun deck, you know. Okay. We have a really good hand for turn 1, but for turn 2 it's kinda whatever. But we'll see what we can do. He goes Trident, set 1, that's probably called by the grave. Okay, what do we do here? Activate Heritage, get an extra summon, pop the backline. It's Imperm, which is fine. We can chain, get another Heritage. This is pretty good. We offer skill drain for Maiden. We chain. He has to use Ash, otherwise we would have gotten Dynamite there, which is fine. I attack, I pop that card, I activate Heritage here, get to draw 2. I make a strategic misplay. Nah, I'm kidding. I make a misplay here. I activate Duality on the same line as Imperm, so it's gonna be negated. I don't really care. We have amazing card advantage. We have 5 versus 2. That's gonna be 3, and as soon as he activates something, we get another card. And we also have skill drain on deck plus Solemn Judgment. This game is over at this point. There's not really much he can do, if he can do anything. We chain, we activate Monarchs, and it's GG. So yep. So this was actually a better game, right? The first game, we had a very shitty hand, but we were able to, you know, make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But the second game, we had a pretty good hand. That's also because his board was not really much, right? It wasn't that threatening as well. Let's check out the third game. Sky Strikers with DPE. No DPE. Interesting. Non-deep. Okay, okay. I think I get it, right? You you don't want. I guess Sky Strikers isn't really a good deck once Fusion Destiny went to 1. It's no longer viable. That's how I would think the rationalization for this was. He has 2 Veiler. He has a lot of hand traps, to be honest. But I kinda like this ratio. But there's too much negates in my opinion. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I didn't know engage was only 2. I thought it was 3. Do people just run one of these? I didn't know they just run one. Okay. So wow. Triple droplet, triple imperm. Did this guy just copy his deck from the website? Because it looks very ABC, right? But we'll see. We'll see. 2 turns. Wow. How did we beat Sky Strikers in 2 turns? I guess he probably would just flip skill drain in his scoop, right? With all that hand traps, you can't do shit, man. You really need to draw rain. Our hand is amazing. This is an amazing hand just because we have Demise. Demise makes any hand amazing. As long as you don't have 3 mons. Or 2. 1 is perfect. So we offer Rivalry, right? Yep, offer Rivalry for Maiden. We go Demise, get 3. Activate Disciples. He goes Maxi. We chain. He uses Imperm. That's fine, dude. That's fine. We summon Ignis. Now look at the stage of the board. He has 3 cards. Gonna be 4 versus 5. As soon as he activates 2 things, we get access to 2 more cards. Dynamite, which we can summon due to our trap cards. So this is hella good for us. Activate. He goes for the negate. Or no, it's not a negate. It's actually... he just used it to summon a token and he knew that we would chain. So he makes the heads up play of going droplet. However, we have trap cards. He did not offer a trap card. Meaning we can just judgment here. And when we go judgment, what's gonna happen is he'll have 1 token here and 1 card. And we still have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 cards. 1 Dynamite in our hand and probably Heritage in the field. With Judgment, pay 4,000, which is worth it. You get 1 card, only 1 card, and you're probably gonna scoop. Does he scoop? Not scoop! Interesting. We activate return, summon Dynamite, pop it with return, and now are you gonna scoop? Yep. Amazing. Amazing. Well, I give props to that. The typical player would have scooped there, but you know, I like that. I like that. Play it out, you know, you never know. So, that's our 3rd duel. Let's check out the last duel. So, this is a more, a longer grind game. 8 turns. Wow. What are we facing here? Sword Soul, Tenyi. Sword Soul, Tenyi. Bro, I kinda hate Sword Soul Tenyi that uses Deskbot. This should be banned as well. Bro. Like, Sword Soul is problematic enough, right? But to have access to Aurora Dawn just makes it stupidly hard. It can grind so hard. Well, not really grind, but the first few turns are really something that you need to... It's hard to break. It's so hard to break. Especially if you have negates like double droplet, double imperm. Heavenly Dragon, interesting. I haven't seen anyone play this card. And then Blackout. Triple Desires, wow. This guy wants to play. Alright. Triple Tenyi, Baron, some Young Zings. Whoops. Alright, let's check out the game, see how that went. So this is really good information you're getting here from one of I would consider myself a top tier True Draco player. Like, there are people at my level, but there's no one better, right? You're either at my level or below. So we offer Apocalypse, go. What did we do there? We offer Apocalypse, go Duality. We get Diagram, which is like a god tier card. We definitely pop the Waterfall, get Heritage. We get an extra draw and backline protection. This is amazing. Our board is not good. Not good. No floodgates. No follow-up. All we have is a monster negate. At spell speed 3 monster negate. If this was a trap card instead, we could activate Maiden, get Dynamite, offer like Return or Apocalypse for Dynamite, pop a card. So that would give us 2 forms of interruption, which gets us a third card in Apocalypse or Return for follow-up next turn. But that's not the case. Our field is very weak, believe me. So we go Sword Soul. I decide to just go for Strike right away because he already used up his normal summon, and I'm hoping that he doesn't have follow-up to that. Psych he does. So he goes for Asura. He uses Droplet, Half-Star attack, and negates. So at this point, he should win the game at this point, if I'm being honest. If I was using his deck, I'd probably win. He goes Halki. Yup. Halki is very free. He gets the Deskbot. That's the problem card I was talking to you about. Phantom Beast, Auroradon comes out. He summons these cards. And that's the thing. Typically, Sword Soul Tenyi players don't even run Auroradon. But because, you know, they found a way to like insert it to their deck just to like lengthen the combo, right? So this is a good replay for everyone to watch because you're seeing how a rogue deck beats a top tier deck like Sword Soul, Tenyi, Auroradon combo without any floodgates, right? He goes the Yang Zing. Now that's the thing. He goes for the Yang Zing. I activate Huge Revolution since he was trying to destroy his card and mine. And when he does, I think he gets to summon 1 Mon. Is that right? Yep. Destroy this card. No. Yeah. You can target 1 Yang Zing and 1 monster, destroy them, and when it's destroyed, you can special summon 1 worm. So he's gonna summon the Heyo or whatever that was. But no, we banish it instead. Banish. And he still has follow-up, right? He's still doing his combo. That was a huge misplay that actually won us the game, if I'm being honest. He offered 1 Mon. He offered 1 Mon, destroy 1 card on the field. 100% the play was destroying Diagram. You destroy the Diagram, it's game over. But, you know, some players don't like to read. They see the Mon. I'll destroy the Mon. This won us the duel, 100%. When I saw him pop the Maiden, I was like, oh boy, we can win next turn. Because what's gonna happen next turn? I don't even care what card I draw. I pop it, use Diagram to search for a Mon, like Dynamite, offer Heritage for Dynamite, attack Phantom Beast, and we are in a better position in that case. So what do we draw? Let's see what we draw. Yep, it doesn't matter. We draw Warlords, we get Dynamite. I offer Heritage for Dynamite. We attack so that you can't pop us next turn. What's gonna happen next turn? He summons Shaman. I was actually thinking he's gonna go Halki, but I guess he doesn't have Halki. So he summons this Shaman, which is very interesting. I don't know what's this card supposed to do. I think it's better if he just went defense position or, you know, whatever. I guess he didn't want to use an effect, right? That's probably the reason. He didn't want to summon a mon or use an effect of a mon because we would have gotten what you call this, Apocalypse. But it's kind of weird in my opinion. So we're able to get Disciples, get an extra card, amazing with Raw Monarchs Erupt. Yep, we can just attack this turn and the game is ours. The game is ours at this point. I activate Diagram. He activates the negate. I pop. I get Ignis. I pop it for... I pop the... What did I pop? I pop Apocalypse for Ignis so that we can recycle, get extra card advantage. The deck is all about getting card advantage. We attack 2 times just to end the turn next turn. Nothing really much he can do with 1 card and he just scoops. Solid game. Solid game. Beating Sword Soul Auroradon combo like Sword Soul Tenyi with True Draco, no floodgates. That's an amazing. Like if someone told me, hey, I'll show you a replay of, and that's the description, I'm like, let me see that, bro. Because that doesn't happen. That shouldn't happen. I'll show you guys the deck profile here, just for those interested. I'm not particularly convinced this is the best build for this deck at this moment, because the meta kind of shifted with the new ban list and whatnot. So double Maiden, triple Ignis, Dynamite, very standard. Terraforming, triple Demise. I decided to go triple Duality because it feels a bit more consistent than having double Waterfall. I do kind of realize that having double Waterfall does feel a bit slow, right? I think I went double Duality in the past just because I had games where I always had 2 dualities in hand and it felt bad having 2 cards that I can't use both in 1 turn. I decided to add 1 Desire, so extra draw power. Diagram, we go 3. I decided to go 3 Disciples as well, and the reason for this is because of Desires. If you banish like both Disciples with the Desires, you have no more grind game. Your grind game is dead. So I kinda value the grind game because that is the bread and butter of True Draco. Rarely decks can compete with this one when it comes to grinding. So yep, I'm using Huge Revolution is over just to, you know, anti-DPE, right? It's a very good anti-DPE card, as well as 2 Judgments. I was running 3 Judgments at first, right? But I noticed paying 8,000 is like an auto lose. You kind of lose immediately once you pay 8,000 for the most part, if you don't have your floodgates ready. So yeah, we're just running 2. And then 2 strikes. Strikes is really good because if they do have like a negate board, you can just activate Skill Drain or the Monarch's Erupt. And then if they try to negate, Solemn Strike, Spell Speed 3, the chain ends there if they don't have like pillars or whatever. And then boom, you kind of win the game from there, from that point. I'm trying out Rivalry now just because, you know, Adventure is so popular that once they summon the fairy token, you can just flip Warlords and they can't do anything after that. But you know, or at least you're gonna force out the Draco back, if anything. Triple Monarch's Erupt. I'm kind of debating if I should go 2 skill drains, right? Maybe 2 would be better. But for now, I kind of like having just 4 of them instead of 5. Triple Return, Triple Apocalypse, and that's the deck. So yep, it's a very cheap deck in my opinion, right? How many URs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 URs. Very cheap deck. So yep, that's gonna be the video. If you guys like the content, like, comment, subscribe if you want to support your boy even more. Links to Patreon down in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers!